Good afternoon, YouTube. What's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny. Okay, guys, so you seem to like my basic guide to the Vault of Glass. Although it was a little long, hopefully we can get this one a little shorter because the raid itself, Crota's End, is a little shorter. So this is going to be a guide to Crota's End for noobs, for people who have never done it or maybe got into Destiny after the Taken King. And also, this is not challenge mode. Remember, you can do all these raids at 390 light once Age of Triumph hits. I'm hopefully uploading this tonight before Age of Triumph hits. So without further ado, let's get into the basics of Crota's End. So once you form that bridge and you drop down into the Hellmouth, now you're down in what we call the lamp section. Now, one thing I'm going to say before we actually go through the lamps is that there is a chest down here that spawns randomly in one of the random rooms. However, I'm going to show you real quick here. What I would do is come down here, because we don't know what's going to be in this chest, or at least I don't right now once the 390 light hits. But what I would do is come down here, and there's going to be two rooms I'm going to show you off to the left. We're going to go to it and check those rooms. What you do is go in, check those two rooms. If there's no chest, wipe, and check them again over and over. When Crota's End first came out, that's what we did. Well, that's what I did every single Tuesday. I came down here, I looked in that room, and then we're going to look in the room over to the left. It's just a little bit down, but you're being weighted by the darkness, which I'm going to talk about in a second here. So you come down, look through these chests. I remember when Crota's End first came out, exotics were dropping. That's where I got my first Dragon's Breath, and then they quickly patched it just to give materials from this chest. So instead of trying to find some of the other rooms along this path here, you just go in, find these two rooms, see if there's a chest. If there's not, just wipe and then repeat it over and over. And then we're going to do the lamp section now. So in a nutshell, the lamp section are these power lamps that basically remove what's called the weight of darkness. If you see off to the left-hand side, it says weight of darkness times 4. If you just stand there, you're going to get weighted down very heavily, you can't jump, and you can barely walk. When you stand next to these lamps, they remove that weight of darkness. So the goal is to go from lamp to lamp to lamp. But as you saw in the initial clip here, we skipped the first two lamps because you can pretty much just run past the first two, kind of graze them a little bit, make it to the third lamp, turn around, and then start shooting everything left and right and get ready to go to the next lamp. Eventually, those lamps will explode, and they will turn red before they explode, so you got to keep an eye on that. Also, as you're going through these from lamp to lamp, there's going to be some pits or little holes and stuff like that. Be careful not to fall in. Now, when you're making your way from lamp to lamp, all the enemies are either going to be thralls or they're going to be cursed thralls. However, at 2 points in the lamp section, you're going to run into 2 yellow bar knights. You want to call those guys out, because remember, this is going to be 390 light. They're going to be tough to take down, so call them out, kill them as quickly as possible, make your way to the next lamp. At some points, you're seeing us skip lamps. That's totally up to you guys here. Remember, you can kind of graze them, and it will remove some of the weight of darkness, but once you start getting weighted down really heavily, you want to make sure you stay at one of the lamps. Now, once you make it past all the lamps, you're going to come to a platform where you're going to form another bridge to go across to the next section. So you're still going to be weighted down by the darkness when you're standing on this platform and creating the bridge to go across. Here's what's going to happen. 2 yellow bar ogres are going to spawn from far away. Once you kill them, you're going to see a few yellow bar cursed thralls here and there, and then a couple of yellow bar knights. I believe there's like 3 or 4 of them. They're going to come charging. Now, I didn't recommend this before, but I'm going to recommend some weapons here. Genesis Chain with Focus Firefly works great for this fight. I'm going to say Outbreak Prime is another good one too. Anything that does bonus damage when you're taking down thralls, you're getting those headshots, you want Firefly to proc. Same thing with the nanites. Everyone was giving me shit about the clips on Twitter about me destroying oracles with Outbreak Prime. They're like, yeah, dude, it's not 390 light. Doesn't matter. When you shoot oracles with the Outbreak Prime, the nanites spawn. So even if it's 390, those nanites are going to help out until we get the Vault of Glass weapons with Oracle Disruptor. And as for subclasses for this part, I'm going to say that Night Stalkers are going to be invaluable because with the amount of thrall that you run into, the tethers are going to be great. I don't really think Stormcallers, because when you're weighted down by the darkness, even if you pop your super, I don't believe it removes the weight of darkness. You're still going to be pretty slow and not really able to storm trance things. So for Warlocks, I would run Sunsinger. Titans, I would go Defender and maybe even go Helm of Saint 14 to put down some blinding bubbles. Especially at the point where we're here right now. There are the ogres spawning all the way far. I fire a tether off, see if I could catch one of them. But When they're all 390 light and you're all standing on that plate there, you know, when the thralls start rushing, blinding bubbles come in very handy. So maybe 1 or 2 defender titans wearing Helm of Saint 14 blind the thrall as they come in, because obviously this footage is from the low light Crota's end, and there would have been a lot more thralls in the platform area where we're trying to form. So once you form the bridge, just as long as one person makes it across, even if a few people wipe there, if the bridge is formed and one person makes it across, you're on to the next fight. Okay, so now we need to cross another bridge, get to the other side. So you have a totem right there, you have a plate you need to form right there, and another totem right there. What happens is someone stands on that platform in the middle to form a bridge to go across. When someone is standing on that platform, you need to have a person on each totem. So go 2 people left, 2 people right, both on the totem. So 2 on totems on the left, 2 on totems on the right, 1 person forming the bridge in the middle, and 1 person ready to go over. Now, how you go over is once you stand on the platform, the fight begins. All the thralls come out, some acolytes come out, and then a sword bearer is going to come out through the middle doors right there. When he comes out, you got to kill him, grab the sword, and go across. However, do not go across until you see on the left-hand side bridge formed. So now once you go across, a gatekeeper is going to be there waiting for you. Now the gatekeepers can only be killed by a sword. So now if someone goes across and they happen to not kill their gatekeeper, or they get killed, when the next person goes over, there might be 2 gatekeepers to kill. But don't worry, you have the sword for a limited amount of time. However, once you go over, you still have enough time, if timing works out and everything. You get over there and there's 2 gatekeepers, you could still kill them both. Just do is it R2? Yeah, it's R2 slams. Sorry, I'm on PS4. You want to do the ground slams when you're taking them down. So you want to get everyone across. So we just got 1 person across. Now it's going to be the same cycle. We're doing the same thing. Someone on the right totems, someone on the left totems, and someone forming the plate till you get 2 more people over. Now, once you get 3 people over, now you're going to tell the people on the original side, get off the plate formation and also get off their totems. Now you're going to do the same thing to get them across. You're going to have 1 person on the plate to form the bridge, 1 person on the left totem, 1 person on the right totem. And same thing. People are going to come across, they're going to kill a sword bearer, come running across with the sword, kill the gatekeeper. You want to put a sniper on if you're on this side now, because you're going to help the people on the other side, especially when you're down to like 2 more people that need to come over. They're still going to have to deal with some thralls and also the sword bearer, who is a yellow bar. If you're forming the bridge in the middle here, you could just, you know what, people can distract the gatekeeper a little bit, because remember, the gatekeeper can only be killed by a sword. So the people over here just kind of play around with the gatekeeper, throw some grenades, distract him while the person is coming over. They have their sword, they take down the gatekeeper, and you're pretty much done with just this part. So once you've got everyone across, now it's time to get off your totems and then also get the person off the middle platform formation thingy. You're gonna have a couple of yellow bar wizards that come out, just gonna kill a whole bunch of adds until you get the ogres to spawn. On both the left and right hand side, 2 big old yellow bar ogres are gonna come out. So at this point, when they're 390 light, I would probably have some Gallahorns ready, maybe some tethers, and call them out. So we usually spread people out, kind of 2 people middle, 2 people left, 2 people right, or maybe even 3 left, 3 right. But got to kill a whole bunch of adds till you can get those ogres to spawn. Once the ogres spawn, kill them, and that's it for this fight. You should get your drop. So now you've got a door that's going to open to a hallway that's going to be filled with thralls, and as well as 2 shriekers up top. And you're going to try to get through this hallway as quick as possible, because you're going to get to a door that's going to close, and there's going to be a chest in there. So at this point, with the 390 light, who knows what's going to be in that chest. But you want to burn through this hallway as quick as you can and get through that door. Just as long as 1 person gets through the door, they can go then open it for the other people. So obviously in this clip, I just barely made it in there. There's a chest. Who knows what's going to be in it? And then you let the other people in, and then you're ready for the next fight. You're going to drop down into actually where Crota's dwelling is. And we're going to do the Death Singer next. So now on to the Death Singer fight. Now, even though we're way over level for this fight, even with Crota, I drag it out to be like as if it was 390 light, remembering what we used to do in year 1. So 3 people left, 3 people right. If you're on the left, follow this path that I'm taking. What you want to do is get 2 people up in the towers on each side. This is where I'm going right now. And then 1 person is going to go into the main room over there. Now, the reason why you want to do this is that there's going to be a wizard and then a shrieker in that room where I'm looking right now. So you want to keep 2 people up there. There's going to be a boatload of yellow bars, which will be difficult to deal with when it is 390 light. 2 people up here are going to help snipe because that one person's going to lure that wizard out. There she is. So kill the wizard. Once the wizard's down, there's going to be a shrieker in there. That's when you guys can jump down, either 2 people or all 3, probably just 2 people, can go in there with Galahorns, and you want to destroy the shrieker that's up in there. Once you're on the left-hand side, well, actually both sides are trying to get their shrieker down. I'm just speaking for the left side because that's what we're tackling first. Once you get the left side shrieker down, everyone go over to the right side. So get the right side down, get the left side down, everyone head over to the right side. That's where we're all going now. Now the Death Singer, she's in this room here, and I think I get some pretty good clips of her with my sniper. She's in that room. She's going to start singing her song, her liturgy. Now, if she sings it all the way to the end, you all wipe. So the goal is to get in there and kill her as quickly as possible. There's going to be everything is yellow bar, I believe. Everything is yellow bar. So at 390 light, it's going to be difficult. So you want to go in there, Galahorns, tethers, stormcallers, get rid of those yellow bars on your way in there and just wipe her out. So pretty straightforward fight. Curious as to what they're going to do for challenge mode. You know what, guys? The internet's ridiculous. I still don't know what the challenges are. I know Crota's one challenge. Everyone's saying Death Singer is the other challenge. No idea how they're going to do it. But anyway, in this clip, the Death Singer begins her liturgy. So got to take her out before she finishes singing her song. And that's it for the fight. Once you kill her and she's dead, there's going to be a bunch of yellow bars to clean up. Clean them up, and you're ready to fight Crota the man himself. So the fight is going to kick off in this crystal room here. You're all going to stand here until the crystal forms, Crota comes out, and the walls on the left and right shut. Once they shut, a whole bunch of ads are going to spawn there. Now, when you're in this fight, there is no health regeneration. So you got 2 options. One, you could use Red Death or Service Regime. I prefer Red Death. Service Regime, it's a chance to get your health back. Red Death, it will always be, every time you get a kill, you get your health back. Also, you want to try to find a helmet, some exotic, like Light Beyond Nemesis for Warlocks. Find a helmet that gives you your health back upon picking up an orb. Because when you take out all these ads in this section, you guys are going to try to create yourself a bunch of orbs. Now, during this whole encounter, if someone dies, you're going to see this thing called the Oversoul get called in. This guy's going to turn red, and you can all shoot at it, but if you don't shoot it fast enough, the entire team wipes. You probably can still 5-man it at 390 level, but that remains to be seen, okay? But you want to try to have no one wipe, keep a lot of orbs around. That's why when you're clearing out this room, I would run tethers, golden guns, storm trance, just make a lot of orbs. So once you're outside, let me show you the setup. So we have all the Guardians standing on that ledge over there, and what they're going to do is they're going to shoot Crota to take his shield down on the Sword Bearer's call. That's me being the Sword Bearer right here. I'm going to come to this little ledge. Through the middle, a Sword Bearer is going to come out. Everyone's going to kill him. That Sword Bearer, which is you, the Guardian, is going to run down there, grab the sword, and go up and do some hacks on Crota once they take his shield down. We're going to see this here in a second here. The reason why I'm showing you this, guys, before we actually do the fight, is you probably want to have a Titan aggro bubble, as we call it. So where my friend is standing over there, Uncanny Deadpool, if I'm going to go on the right side to get Crota, you want to put a bubble right there. There's the fire team right there, all lined up to shoot Crota as well as take down the Sword Bearer. Or where I'm standing, right to my left, you could put a bubble there depending on which side. So if I'm going left, I'll say left side aggro bubble. If I'm going right side aggro bubble. Because where I'm pointing right now, there's going to be 2 yellow bar knights up there. They are annoying as heck. But if you put a bubble there, it should aggro them, and they're going to shoot at the bubble and not you when you're running down there to go up, grab the sword, and go do damage on Crota. So here's the first round of the fight. So my fire team's behind me. They're calling out and looking to kill the Sword Bearer. There's going to be a bunch of thralls also down there. Now, this particular round, the sword drops on the left side. So I call out left side aggro. I threw a tether down there because there are a bunch of thrall down there, and if they happen to swipe you, remember, no health regeneration. So I go up, I call right about now, DPS now, they shoot him, his shield comes down, and you should be able to get 2 to 3 sword hacks on him. Then jump right back. Now I purposely went to the side because I do not want to kill him. I'm way over level for this, but I'm trying to articulate what the real fight's going to be like. I wait for my team to call out, they're going to shoot him again, I'm going to do a couple more hacks, and then I'm going to get the heck out of there and go back to the crystal room. Obviously I'm not doing damage because I would actually take him down in one sword. As soon as you're done doing damage, run back to the crystal room. What's shooting me from behind are those annoying boomer knights I kept telling you. Do not want to kill them, because if you kill both of them, a wizard's going to spawn and then they're going to respawn. But you can just kill one of them. What you might want to do is, if you took some damage, I just weakened him with my sniper, and then I'm taking him down with Red Death. At the time of this recording, Red Death is not regenerating health, but they're fixing that with the Age of Triumph update. But also, as I mentioned before, you want to make sure this room, the crystal room from the original fight, is filled with orbs. So after that first Crota DPS, Crota's going to move over to the right. and he's going to sit there for a little bit. You guys can just hang out, wave at him if you want. Then he's going to move back to the middle. We're going to do the exact same thing when he moves to the back, back to the middle, except we're going to leave and go to what we call the ogre room. So now here I'm going to get the sword. It did drop on the left side, but I'm going to call out right side aggro bubble because we just feel comfortable going to the right side ogre room. Going to go up to the rocks, going to call DPS and repeat the same process. Here I'm just hitting the floor. I don't want to do damage on him because he'll die. But you're going to see me take some damage from those boomer knights up there. That's what happens if the boomers spot you and they're not fully aggroed on the Titan's aggro bubble. So if you find that happening, have a few people from the middle take a few pot shots at those knights to get their attention off of you, the sword bearer. So there, they took a shield down, but we didn't take it down fast enough. So Crota laid into me a little bit. I am weak. I can't get my health back. However, if there's a thrall or something there and I have red death, I can get my health back. So this is the ogre room. You guys all want to come into this room and hop up on these ledges. And you're going to hang out here because an ogre's going to spawn right below you. And then in the same room across, it's going to spawn over there and then make its way over to you. You guys can stay all in this room, kill the ogre that's right below you, and then snipe the ogre that's across from you. So here the ogre came out. You guys want to use some Galahorns, maybe heavy machine guns, whatever. You want to take him down as quick as possible. Maybe tether him, make some orbs. If people are weak, they're going to need their shields back. There's the other ogre across. Same deal. Snipe him from across. Be very, very careful. If you're using rockets, remember that was a big problem in year one. People would tube each other in the back, and the oversoul gets called in, and you're dead. Now, there's a gatekeeper there. He normally is tucked down in the bottom. He shouldn't come out. For some reason, he did come out. I don't know. It might be different. If he gets aggroed on someone, he will come out to chase you. So once you make your way out of the ogre room, just come back up top. When you're coming up those stairs, though, be careful. There's sometimes one or two cursed thrall up there, and if they take one of you out, oversoul gets called in, and you wipe. So now Crota's back in the middle, but we're not going back out there. We're going to wait for Crota to rotate to the right, like we did originally, and then rotate back to the middle again. Remember, you have plenty of time right now. He doesn't get enraged for a while, so this is the process that we like to do. The only other pro tip, and maybe this is just something that's I'm dreaming of, but do not aim down sight at the sword bearer. Sometimes the sword bearer likes to go off wandering. You want to try to keep him in the middle over there, and I find that if I point my sniper at him, for some reason he starts to move away, and sometimes he can go running all the way off to the left or right side of the map, and then that causes a problem. You probably got to wipe because it's going to take too long. The boomers are going to be laying into the sword bearer. You can't find the sword bearer that you got to kill, and it's a big nightmare. So we're going to wait for Crota to move over to the right, hang out, just sit here, collect our supers, wait for him to move back, and then we're done. We're ready to take him down. So here, going back out, the sword bearer was wandering around, and sometimes he was wandering in the middle, and you see that gatekeeper again. Remember, gatekeepers cannot be killed unless you got a sword, so don't mess with him. Just go back and figure out which way you're going to go. So this is the final run. So I called out left side aggro, going to jump up there. Now, for the first round of damage, he's going to get enraged. Don't worry about it, okay? Just hack him a few times. You're going to see the enraged thing. The oversoul is going to be called in. Don't worry. Sit on the rock, call out to your team, DPS again. As soon as they DPS him, the oversoul is being called in right now. Don't worry about it. Go back, hack him, and then that's it. He's toast. So that's it for the guide, guys. When I'm putting this up in the morning, Age of Triumph will hit 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll do a weekly reset video like I normally do, and then I'll be streaming right here on YouTube, Crota's and challenge mode on all 3 characters. Hopefully we could figure it out on the first character and then repeat it 2 more times. I really hope it's not too hard, but at the same time, I hope it is challenging enough and fun to do. I mean, this is one of my favorite raids. Probably is my favorite raid. That's it, guys. Battle modes engage, and of course, none of my videos are scripted, including this one. Do me a favor, drop a like this video only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter at Mesa. Check out my stream, use you on YouTube, and that is it. I am out of here like Vladimir.